Hey everyone, it's Dustin Stelzer with Journey to Master, and today I am working in a very different vehicle. I've got a Suburban today. I'm finally getting my truck taken care of. So I don't have a work truck, so I'm gonna do this. It's a little weird going up to a job. Where's the little flippy aroundy thing? That it? Well, this is what I'm working with today. So I've been pulling up to customers' houses and having to explain that I'm not working out of a Suburban. I actually do have a work truck. It's just in the shop. But the cool thing about the Suburban, man, is it's like a van. Like, I don't know if you can see back there, but I have a full-size 8-foot ladder that fits in the back of this thing, and a 6-footer and a 4-footer, and kind of scattered all around are materials and tools. But it works. I just don't have every little part and piece that I need, which is a huge pain in the ass. I took like a mix. I've got a couple of boxes that I just like took out of my truck, like straps and connectors and just like whatever the hell I could fit in here. But it's been really shitty the last few days just having to work out of this thing and not have my ladder racks. I can't have a 12-foot ladder. There's no rack on this thing. But it's super nice, man. It's like swanky as shit, you know? Like, look, it's got like a little digital thing, and like there's rear climate control. These things, there's like these little like vents and stuff. I don't know, man. I feel like I'm in high cotton right now. Anyways, so I just wanted to do an update on kind of how things have been going. I've noticed a couple of different things happening. So recently I stopped using Home Advisor, or I'm sorry, recently I stopped using Angie's List. And that's great because it's been saving me money. Still using Home Advisor only for the reason that if a job cancels and I need to fill slots during the week, I can still use Home Advisor and like open the floodgates and work just comes in. I've been seeing a lot more response from Houzz as well, Houzz. I've been getting a ton of calls from them, a ton of emails, just customers seeing our profile and wanting us to do work. And so that's actually starting to ramp up a little bit. It's a new service, but if you've watched some of my other episodes, I was talking about how I just kind of started out. I haven't seen any volume, but that I'd update you along the way. So Houzz is actually starting to kick pretty hard. Another one, I don't know why all of a sudden, but Yelp. You know, I've had the same amount of reviews on there for the past few months and like almost no activity. Every once in a while somebody'd click through to my website and, you know, send an email, or they would click to call me and they would call through. But I shit you not, the last 2 weeks, like 2 to 3 calls a day, or emails. Mostly what I'm finding with Yelp is it's just people going on and sending a little message saying, hey, I want a quick ballpark for, you know, putting a hot tub in, like running power to a hot tub. And so you send a quote and you never hear back. And you'll get like 7 of those in a row. And it's kind of a pain in the ass because people are just like bottom feeding, trying to find the cheapest guy out there. And I'm sure that I'm being shopped by other companies that are also on Yelp. Like, some of them are, when you look at the profile of the person that's sending the message, there's no reviews, no stars, no activity, no even like a picture or avatar on the person. But the ones that do, you know, you can see there's like 73 reviews and a bunch of stars, and they've got a picture. It's like, okay, that's one that I actually need to spend time like giving a shit about. But anyways, so Yelp, without even me paying any more money to be put up in a list or anything, it's just been a few months of me being on Yelp, but I've been just getting nailed with Yelp users lately. There's a thing on Yelp that you can have what's called a call to action button, and it's basically like a little tiny button, you know, down in the corner that they can click on, and whatever you choose whatever that clicking does. So you can choose for that to be like text us, or it can say email us or call us. A bunch of different things that you can do with the call to action button. But ours currently just says message us. And so I think that's why I've been getting a bunch of messaging. So we're changing that now to call us, because I think that if a customer is able to click and call us and listen to us and talk to us, and we can sit and bullshit and joke around, they're much more likely to go with us regardless of what anybody else is throwing in the pricing. We've kind of like put a chink in that that relationship, not a chink. We put some value into building a relationship just by simply talking to them on the phone. So if we're more expensive, I think we still have a better shot at getting the work because they like us. So that's one thing that we're changing with Yelp. I'll let you guys know over the next couple of months how that works. We've still been getting a lot of business just through Google because of our placement on the Google Maps and the amount of reviews that we have. We have really good reviews on there. So Google and like just our email through our website, we've been getting, you know, like 2 to 3 jobs a week of just people emailing in, and usually those we hard close because they found us, they liked us specifically, and they want a price from us. There's no competition on my website of like multiple electricians, so once they found us, they like us, they tend to go with us. So some pain points, some like things lately that I've been finding we've not been doing right, that we're kind of struggling with, is like I have a system that I've developed with work orders, with paperwork, with CRM, keeping customers' documentation, scheduling. Everything was for months on this really like kind of like rigid set way of doing things, and it was great. We had this whole file system, and then we just got slammed, and it's been like multiple days a week of really late nights and kind of just like throwing shit in the truck, go, you know, getting into that place that I hate to be in, where we're too busy, that all of the paperwork and all of the like processes that we have set aside are falling off to the side. So like the last couple of weeks, I haven't even been grabbing any work orders and going out. I've just been relying on the calendar. I use Google Maps, and with Google Maps, Emily in the office can update it, and I can like look at my phone and see her changes as they're happening, and I can also change stuff and it pops up on her end. So it's really useful, and she's able to just put information in there. Like she can put the address, phone number, everything. So I just click on that and boom, I've got everything that I need. And I thought that was great. I was like, okay, maybe we don't have to do this whole paperwork thing. You know, we're not big. We don't have like 5 different guys that we need to be giving file folders and paperwork and service tickets and all this stuff to yet. But I found that process, when I'm not sticking to it, leaves a lot more like chaos in, you know, we lost our organization. And so there's been customers that we've just forgotten to call or forgotten to quote because our shit's not like together like it normally is, because we've just kind of been like, you know, we'll get to it later. So that's one thing I'm putting my foot down on right now, that just for y'all out there, my advice is, just from the experience that I'm having, is develop a system of how you do what you do so that you don't leave your customers behind. You don't forget to give somebody a quote. You don't the one thing that we do when we get a new call is I made these like sheets of paper that it's a customer call card, and it's got every single bit of information. I'll actually put one in here at the end of this video so that y'all can see what I use. And this is just something I threw together. There's probably 10 better ones that you could do, but this is something only our office sees. So when somebody calls or emails in, Emily grabs one of these forms and she calls the person. And when she talks to them, or when she just pulls information off of our off the email that we've gotten, she gets their name, where they found us, what like medium they used to get a hold of us, if they were from Home Advisor or Angie's List, because it helps us just compile data. Like every bit of information that we can get, the better. But we get their name, we get their address, we get their email address, because at some point we're going to want to send a review link to them. And I've got this nice like HTML email that I put together using MailChimp. Like I kind of hacked it. I don't use MailChimp to send things out, but you're able to make in MailChimp, you're able to make like really, really nice emails with pictures and links and all kinds of cool stuff. So I use that, and then I copied all the HTML and I make these formatted emails. Anyways, off topic. We send out these things, so getting their email address is like potentially a way to have them again as a customer in the future. Because what I would like to start doing is like 4 times a year, you know, every change of season essentially, just send out an email for every single customer that we have an email for, and just say, hey, just to let you guys know, like this is a new special that we're gonna do. Or send something out around Christmas that says, hey, we just want everybody to have a Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for being a customer. Not trying to sell you anything. We just want to say thank you and have a great Christmas. You know, just that customer retention thing is a great thing. So also what we do is like we get on that customer form, back on topic now, is we get their preferred schedule, like when they want the work to be done, and we get like a description of every single thing that they say that they want. We also attach, like if they send us an inspection report that they got for a house that they're selling or something, like we print all of that stuff and we keep really good documentation in a file. And then Emily goes in the computer and she generates a work order, and the work order is just like a yellow piece of paper. We got a whole bunch of different colors because I like visually, I think it helps when you've got a file full of stuff that you can just be like, okay, I'm looking for the yellow one, and just pull it out. But she generates this work order, and this work order has everything on it that a tech needs to know out in the field. So it has the address, the phone number, the name, all of the notes, everything that she's taken down, she puts down in a notes section. It's really clean and neat, and then the tech takes that out in the field with them, and there's no reason to have to call the office and get all this information. We arm them with everything we've got. So we keep like a field copy of everything that we do, and then we keep an office copy of everything we do. So when the field tech takes the copy out in the field and they do have a problem with something, they can call the office and we can open up our field or our office packet, and we've all got the same information. So that has just been like a really, really clean way of doing things. And unfortunately lately we've been lazy as fuck. So it hasn't been working out so well. But I found when we were doing it every day, it was killer, man. Like there was nothing missed. And I'm the kind of guy that my mind goes 1,000 miles an hour, and I've always got all these different like things going on. So I have to keep lists. Like I always keep this pad of paper next to me, and I'm just like, I have to write stuff down or else I forget it. And I find that like I can use apps on my phone too. It takes a little bit longer, like me just writing something down, I can scribble it down as fast as I want, but I got to keep that with me all the time. But for you guys that are just starting out doing this stuff and you're trying to figure out, it's like monotonous. There's a lot of stuff. You get inundated with shit going on and things that you need to keep track of and things that people have said. And I've just found my method is to write every single thing down and keep a list with you. And check that list off after you do every single thing, because you're going to get 30 more things that are going to hit you in the afternoon, and you got to write all those down, and so your list never stops. But writing stuff down is huge. So if you're one of those people that like procrastinates a lot, you're not very orderly, you have a messy house, your truck is messy, kind of, like you're going to be that way at first with the organization of like tasks that you have to stay on top of, and you need to get that shit figured out quick, because that will eventually roll into a massive snowball and just tumble and crush you. So a little bit of advice there. What else is going on these days? We just hired another guy. His name's Luke. He's a very interesting fella, very goofy, tells a lot of jokes. I can tell he's got a great heart. I know him personally, and he gets along with me and Colton very easily. Like we all kind of have the same sense of humor. He's got like super long hair. He's got this this crazy like twisted mustache and a goatee, and he looks like a really interesting fella, but he's really comical. I mean, he's got like fast quips for everything, and he's just goofy. But he's got a very, very good heart. Like I know him as a person. I know who he is and what he's all about, and so I think he's going to be a great addition to the team. He's not an electrician. He's been doing welding for a really, really long time, and he's done a bunch of carpentry, so like he knows his way around tools, and he gets the basic understanding of how electrical works because he's been around it enough. But he's going to be a greenhorn helper, so we're excited to have him on. And I do think that letting Colton have a helper, because Colton's kind of at that stage where he can get his residential license, and I can leave him alone enough now that he, like today, I've got him over on a rough-in, and he's able to do all of that, and I trust him to get it all done so it'll pass inspection. And giving him a helper and letting him teach, I think, is going to make him better faster. So if I give him, if Luke and him are together for like 6 months, not only is Luke going to be learning from somebody that does really clean, good work and that cares about what he's doing, but it's also going to help Colton, because he's going to have to explain all this stuff, and he's going to have to crack open his code book and figure out, like how far do I have to put staples apart on a piece of Romex. I mean, he already knows that, but like being able to cite this stuff accurately for a helper, I think it'll help both of them grow really quickly. Plus it gives me the flexibility to have an entire crew that can go out and do stuff. I had debated for a while just hiring a journeyman and pulling the trigger, but I need to have more capital saved up before I hire a journeyman. It's a lot more expensive to have a journeyman. Granted, they're going to be making me more money, but I figured for the price of one journeyman, I can get, you know, a residential wireman and a helper together. I'd have 2 guys on a job instead of just one. So that's the call I made. May not be the best call. You know, I've talked to some other guys through some of the forums that I'm on and some of the groups that I'm in with Facebook, and a lot of them say, you know, like, you really should save up about 6 months worth of all of your expenses. That includes, you know, the journeyman's wage for 6 months. So I do agree with that, but I'm not there yet to be able to hire a journeyman. Not quite yet. My goal was to have a company truck by the end of the year, by the end of year 1, and the start of year 2, hire a journeyman. And that way, I'd like to be able to get 2 trucks at the same time. I'm not looking at anything like high class fancy. I'm looking for like the best truck I can get for $400, you know, for $4,000, $5,000. If I can get something that's got like 125 to 150,000 miles, Ford or Chevy, something I can put a ladder rack on and put guys in a truck and get them going. So if I could get like 2 trucks for 8 to 10 grand at the end of the year, that's my goal. That way I can get Colton and Luke in a truck, and then I'll have a truck for whatever journeyman I hire at the beginning of next year. So that's kind of my goal and my plan. Any other news that I've promised y'all that I would talk about? Facebook, still planning on doing a Facebook video. I'm actually working on the commercial that I'm making right now. So it's been fun, like, playing around with clips of audio and clips of video and putting all that together. It's just taking a long time because I want to make it good. I don't want it to just be a shitty video that I'm throwing out on Facebook for people to see. I actually want engagement out of it. So I want the content to be good. So it's taking me a little while to do it. Plus, I only have time in the evenings to mess around with it. So still working on that. I am going to get it out there, but I'm probably going to have the first episode be like, this is the commercial and this is what I'm doing with it, and this is how you use Facebook to put an ad out there. This is how I'm doing it. I could be doing it totally wrong, but again, I'm just documenting the shit that I'm doing. I'm not trying to tell y'all what you should do or shouldn't do. I'm just trying to document everything and let you know how it's working. So let me know what you guys think. If you got any other questions, comments, you know, go on YouTube and type up whatever questions you've got. Please subscribe. That would help out if you enjoy the content. You can also check this out on iTunes and Stitcher if you'd rather just listen to the audio all day instead of having to look at me or, you know, watch video. And you can go over to journeytomaster.com. That's where all of this stuff is hosted, and you can comment on it there. Just get a hold of me. Let me know how we're doing, and let me know if you have any questions or if you have any other videos that you want us to do some stuff on. But until the next episode, be safe. Have a good one, guys. Bye.